Hey, what is it? 1:08 a.m. My name is LaDawn. So I was on here checking out a couple of lives, um, listening to some things, and as usual, I be in the chat, sometimes in the clouds, but some of my favorite content creators are chill in the chat. And I just peeped a couple of things that made me raise my eyebrow. I was like, you know what, since I ain't quite sleepy yet, let me go ahead and talk about it before I lay down. So one of the things I noticed, and I know men got a way of doing and saying things, and 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 I know they can't help it because they ain't got no home training, right? Um, but I absolutely can't stand when grown men call women girls, and when grown women call men boys. I can't stand that. Okay, and I be trying, like I be trying not to get it, like I be trying not to feed into it. But it's kinda like, and then my thing is, a lot of people don't check it. Like, nah, I'm a woman, you know what I'm saying? But I did like how the person that was being called a girl, how they just showed up. I respected that. Ain't say nothing, just showed up. Whole conversation changed. But it's still kinda like, "Yo, what's up? Come on now. We grown." Most of us is at least 25 years old. And the gentleman at hand, was probably older than me. He's talking about that girl, this girl. Like, what? Respect her for being a young, beautiful black woman. Okay. Bad enough we got to deal with that with other cultures and then like you know what I'm saying. I kind of feel like them old schools feel when the police called him a boy. What boy? I got your boy. You know that's how they used to be. It was just kind of like wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking to myself. I'm live. Yeah. She nosy, y'all. Talking to YouTube. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. Yeah. So yeah, that was just something. Man, that had my blood bubbling. I'm like, girl. And it was a couple other things I noticed, like you can really tell the dudes that really got like confidence and they a little polished, they a little seasoned, just based on the way they carry themselves. And you can tell the ones that just want to have something to say. And I said that they're stupid, but they just want to have something to say. And you can tell. So a couple of other things I observed. I observed how having too much information means nothing if you don't know what you're talking about. How a person can put their own foot in their mouths. I discovered how nosy my children is. Anytime they hear me talking, they want to just come down and be present to make sure I'm not talking to somebody they can take all my attention from, as if they haven't stole my life for the past 17 and a half years. I'm about to cut her phone off, y'all. Let me 611 her real quick. I'm about to 611 this kid. Six. Let me go ahead, dial 611. Say hi, Zachariah. Hey, sis. Maybe. Take that mutt with you. Child. Man, I'm still like, man, that girl, that was like, wow. And then what's up with this crazy ass lady coming in trying to derail the conversation? I could not. I mean, she was just a talking. I'm like, all right, let me plug this thing up because I don't know how long this gonna be. Plug my little iPad up. So grab my little extension cord and plugged it up. Grab my the earphones. Went upstairs, all the way upstairs, grabbed my earphones. I'm like, because I don't know how long this gonna be. Plugged everything up, got everything situated. I'm like, because if she's still talking by the time I get back down here, it just I'm not against people's beliefs as long as they're not being disrespectful and trying to push what they believe on someone else. It's nothing wrong with talking about what you believe. There's nothing wrong with expressing it and rejoicing in it. But first of all, you talking about $10, they got you $400, and how you used to get money from dope boys. And so you gave me ex crackhead turned sober, clean, turned spiritual. Like he just gave me all those vibes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy if you got clean or whatever, but you doing too much. I was just like, oh my goodness. I could and I normally don't hop on panels because I'm shy and I have a speech problem and I don't like debating, but I was not trying to hear that. I was not trying to hear any of that. Them men was vibing, they was talking, they knew what they had going on, and how you gonna come in and try to tell these gentlemen, first of all, these grown men is having a conversation that that don't say that and don't talk like that and all this other stuff. Then you talking about what God told you. Well, God ain't tell you to stand down and let these men have their conversation. It because we don't do that, right? We don't do that. Women don't get involved with men stuff, and men don't get involved with women stuff. Especially that's something I learned from the people who the elders, men and women who believed in the Bible. They kind of was like, that's women stuff over there, and that's men stuff. And we was kind of listening, but also doing our own thing in the chat as females. So where you come from? You came to promote your own page. Ain't nobody going for that shit. I hope ain't nobody go look at her stinking ass page. Some free damn promotion. Ain't nobody else on here. We frequent and we ain't sitting up talking about check out my page because on my page. And here she come. I ain't going for that. That was just ridiculous. Just messed up the whole vibe. Dude hopped down, like the whole dynamics of the conversation changed. And she got the nerve to call me a demon. That's why I said I am. I'm atheist, agnostic. I'm a demon. Yep. But you need to go head on. Like that was crazy. Something I observed earlier too, while I'm here just rambling on about a few of my observations about YouTube today, because actually I go back to work Thursday. I don't know if I'll be live. It just depends on how my work goes for these next few days. Is the clickbaiting. Another thing I noticed is um it's this one guy in the beef sector who's trending real bad right now. I guess he got doxed or whatever. And I mean, he trending. And he did something that I like. Every time he get on, if he start hearing a whole bunch of people is talking about him, I mean, because like this time today when he got on, it was like 4 other channels talking about him, right? So he said, "Oh no, ain't nobody gonna capitalize off my name but me." I loved it though. He did not go do no tours. He didn't go try to check nobody. He didn't argue with nobody. He didn't even get on his panel and start talking about other people. He was just like, well, since everybody gonna talk about me, if I got to be talked about and my name got to be out here, I might as well be capitalizing from this. So let me go ahead and get on here and get some of these coins. So you know what I'm saying? If you want to hear what's going on with me here from the horse's mouth, I was like, that is what's up because that's kind of like how I am in life in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I'm looking at something from someone else, I have never been a person to go off what other people say about someone, you know. um, because how you view that person may not be what I see, or your experience with that person may not be my experience with that person. Now, does that mean I'm not going to be more sensitive to the things that you said about this person? Yeah, I'm going to be like, okay, let me be more cautious or pay more attention. But just because you think that person's a liar is, I'm not just going to automatically be like, oh, I mess with them because they're a liar. Because here's the truth: we're all liars. We all lie. Who doesn't? Show me one who doesn't. We all lie. Even if we don't tell a lie, we lie to ourselves in our head every day. We all lie. So let's be with that. We all done stole, we all done cheated, we all done did these things. Some people do have a lot of defects that they're working on, or defects that they don't realize are bad, and they haven't realized how what they're doing affects other people, or even if they do, they just don't care. But we all have them. So I kind of like get a feel for myself, but I am paying attention because someone did say, well, hey, they X, Y, and Z. But I'm not going to just take your 100% word for it. But I will be alert to the possibility that this person may be this way towards me. A lot of times, though, it end up being the absolute opposite. Like they may have done that to them, but then it's a reason why. Like maybe that person did what they did. So that was another observation I made today, and I feel like it was a triumph, even though that's the beef sector and everything comes with the way it's supposed to come. The way that gentleman handled himself was just, it was so bomb to me. And ever since all this been going on with his little piece of situation, he ain't been on nobody else's channel but his. And so people are saying like he's hiding, he's this, he's that. And his whole thing is, I'm trending, so I need to keep my channel going. Makes sense, right? So that was another observation I made. Earlier today, I was listening to this lady, and I'm going to have to message her because I know I said it before and I'll say it again. I do want to start sharing people's channels and different things like that, but I want to make sure I have permission first. Not, I don't know how to stream anybody else's stuff. The best I can do is play it on my phone, and I'm not going to do that. I'd rather just direct you to their page. Um, you know, so I just want to make sure it's okay. I'm sure most people wouldn't say no, because why not? Why would they? I'm using my information to get the consumer or the customer or the viewer to them, which is helping them. But there's nothing wrong with asking. She has, um, she talks about some really, really great things as far as being a woman. And some of you probably already heard of her. Her name is Selkis. I think I'm saying it right. Selkis Ray. Um, she talks about some really good things. A lady I follow from the beef sector, no, from the black sector, shared her page, and when I checked her out, and I was just like, okay, this is what's up. I'm loving it. And it sounds negative when you hear her thing is it's called the Ugly Girls Club, and when you start listening to what she's talking about, I mean, it's totally the opposite. I mean, and she's so cold. I even told my best friend about her. And my best friend is a huge skeptic. Not only is my best friend a huge skeptic, my best friend is a Jehovah's Witness. And my best friend is watching her. She's like, girl, I checked her page out and I love it. Not to say that because she's a Jehovah's Witness, whatever, whatever, but we all know when it comes to certain things, religious people, they'll pull away, especially with the kind of stuff she's talking about. So my best friend is like, no, I like this. I mean, because she even talks about things that come from our childhood. Um, it's S.A. Hey, babes. It is S.A. Hold on, I'm about to find it for you. I can't believe I'm still up, though. Well, I took a nap, so that makes sense. It's Salkis, and then Ray, R-E. I love her platform. Um, I liked her so much, I even subscribed to her Patreon. And I will. I don't mind as an audience member or whatever. If I really like what you got going on, I'll invest. I'll, donate, invest or whatever. Trust me. You're gonna hear me say it time and time again when I was out here doing my thing. Yes, before I got sober, I was blowing money, okay? I'm talking about going to the bar and spending $300-400 in the night. And I'm not just talking about every blue moon. When I was in these kick and go out phases, I would do that sometimes 2 and 3 nights a week. So yeah. um, she does a lot of lives during the daytime. So if you catch her during the daytime, but I'm sure you will. You probably like me. I survive off, I sleep in increments. Then I have moments while I crash. But yeah, so that was another one of my observations is that page that she has. Um, I went to see my sponsor today, right? And you have been following me, listening to my last few videos. Why everything I've been talking about on my videos, he started out today? Everything. My sensei, I'm telling you, I'm like, dude, you are so clairvoyant. He was like, no, I'm not clairvoyant. He was like, you just know what's going on in this day and time. So it was almost like you said what you were saying, and now I'm saying the reinforcing it. I'm talking about as far as the ego was going when I was talking about earlier when my video got cut off and my iPhone got hot, to being present in the moment, to the things I was discussing about glittering and gold and how people they're suffering, they're making themselves suffer because of desire. Like he touched bases on all that. It was so great to have that enforcement. But that just lets you know that things do line up in a certain way. And sometimes when we think in something, it does come to fruition, good and bad, or negative and positive. I try to use negative and positive versus good and bad because good and bad is a conditioning. Negative positive is too, but good or bad is like that conditioning that just ugh. Um it was just crazy. Hey, girl, I was just talking about that crazy lady coming in. Holy Spirit activate. Um I couldn't take that. I couldn't. So yeah, that was interesting. At first I was like, I'm not gonna go live tonight. The lady's probably gonna be tired after watching all that. But then I was like, you know what? If I'm tired, I ain't tired. I know they ain't tired. Yes, it is. Duality is very necessary. Being present in the moment, and it's especially for women. We have so many things going on inside of us and outside of us. We are so delicate and fragile and can be so easily broken. And so it's like for us, it's very important to be present. Very, very important for us to be present. Um, because we pretty much we're the glue. Child, I couldn't take it, Shay. On the side note, Shay, I could not take it. And when I was just saying before you, I don't know if you heard me, I was preparing. I'm like, okay, um, yeah, she got 1 minute. I meant that. I'm like, all right, let me go grab my charger because my little iPad on 8%. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need my headphones because I know it's gonna be an echo. And as usual, my daughter walking around. So I went upstairs, got my headphones, grabbed my extension cord. I literally did all this. I grabbed my little special tape that I like to put over my camera so ain't no camera slips so I won't see me and my little moo. I did all of that and she was still talking. I said, oh yeah, give me that link because she was totally out of line. That was totally disrespectful, and she made absolutely no sense. She went from $10 to $400 to what God told her, and and then she talked about used to get money from dope boys. I'm like, so she's a strawberry. I didn't get my life together, girl. Listen, when dude dropped down, didn't nobody want to say nothing, and you tell my bro, I am so proud of him. For one, for whipping that crazy man's ass with all that rhetoric he had going on. For two, not being rude to that lady. Because a lot of dudes would have went off on her. And that's why I was like, no, I got this. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say something because this is a little bit too much, and trust me, you ain't gotta worry about it. You ain't gotta worry about it at all. I'm telling you. I was like, if y'all say chaplain 3 times, I'll appear. Wait, so Charlamagne was like chaplain. I was like, oh man. Even the dudes was like, what is this? Like I don't know what that was about, but we wasn't going in this crazy because she derailed that whole energy of that conversation. She just really messed it up. But yeah. Um, so yeah, man, observations. Right. Cause she said her name, but I asked, I don't think she said maybe she's one of his followers. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's one of his followers or whatever. But yeah, I wasn't on that. I wasn't on that at all. I'm already a heathen, as they say anyway, and I respect everybody, but don't be disrespectful. And then you talking about how you getting money from dope boys and shit like that. Like, man, get on up out of here. We don't do that no more. You a old hoe. I said it. Talking about she got $10 for preaching and then woke up with $400, and I'm like, what? Y'all know I'm special, right? Yeah, I'm real special. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. That's why I don't do panels though. Mm-mm. I can't do it. I can't do it. So yeah, that was another one of my observations. It was something else. So hold up. So I had bought these plants a while back from Home Depot. It's probably like 3 weeks ago, and I should have been transferred them, but the way my mind and life is set up, I was at least watering them so they're not dead. So I had to look up how to properly do it in a way that's easy for me without making a bunch of mess and having all this drama. And then once I looked up that video, all these videos started popping up on like how to grow stuff indoors, and it was really really cool. That's what I love about YouTube is that it is a vessel of so much information, and I did always do that. And then I ended up seeing a video about Brother Polite, and then I ended up in the conscious black sector, and then the black sector, and then the beef sector. Now I'm in the debate sector, and y'all crazy. I'm about to go back to watching my soap making videos. Y'all don't believe me. Y'all don't believe me at all. I want to go to my video. Actually, no. I think with your question, I think I do want to gather a little bit of information from the things that you commented on my last video, and I want that to be a more of a structured live. How do I drop the link? Damn, he sleep that quick? Girl, I don't understand how these men literally they'll have their phone, they'll put it down, they'll say goodnight and be snow. Like not even I can't even say 5 minutes later. Girl, I can't do it, girl. I could be done took all kind of sleeping pills, drunk some tea, all kind of stuff, and still be tossing and turning for at least another 15, 20 minutes. That's why I said we got to take care of ourselves. We so precious. I'll figure it out. Um, just be patient. Okay, that's private chat. And ain't nobody doing nothing in the back chat. Private chat, comments, banners, ban, edit. Girl, my husband has to. My husband sure has to. Um, hmm, invite. So I'm gonna try to just share it here and see if it show up. Let me know if it show up. Did it show up for you? She gonna tell me to drop the link and then say she making a hot dog. All right, girl, let me tell you something. I don't block nobody. I'll be 39 this year. I look like it too. But I done got to the point where I'm starting to get to that phase where girl bye. And if I don't see it, if you're near me and you see my face, you're gonna see it all in my face. I ain't blocking nobody. Fuck you. You gonna hear I'm talking about I got people on my Facebook page that I ain't blocked. And they can't stand my ass. And I know it. That's why I keep them there. I just done got to that phase of my life where I ain't got time for none of that. I ain't got time for none of that at all. I ain't got time to pacify nobody because they ain't gonna pacify me. You know, I can't do it. Can't do it at all. So I was about to say something before I looked up. Um, but yeah, back to the stuff that you said. I think I am. I think tomorrow, because I'm not gonna be on tomorrow. Okay, I dropped the link. I don't need to know if you can see it. Uh, okay. If I am on, I'll probably just be a viewer for a little while because I have to be to work at 7 Thursday morning. More knowing me, it'd be between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, and I work 12-hour shifts. They got this thing. It's so cute. I'm gonna see if I can't do it because I'm on Streamyard. They got like this little picture. This I listen to a lot of lo-fi music, the chill hop lo-fi. Um, and they got this one channel I listen to. They have like pictures of the Simpsons, and they got this cutest little picture of Lisa Simpson sitting in a tree house meditating. It is so cute. Oh shit! Wait, why you ain't say nothing? Okay, banned from studio. Add to stream. Where you go? Yeah, it's so cute. Yeah, I do listen to that. It's a couple of channels I gotta go ahead and hit them up because I could get like permission to use their music once I figure out how to do it. Um, I said I was gonna do that because I do like my little chill hop and stuff. Okay. Well, it's there. It's the third person here. Hey, to whoever joined. So I was just talking about a few observations I made, and one of them was people calling people girls. The other was this guy earlier who's in our goddess drama who was doxed, and he's really like, even though he was doxed and it's a little drama, he's really like taking advantage of it because he's like trendy in the beef sector. And so his thing was like, well shit, since all y'all talking about me, I might as well get on here and talk about myself. And he's not going to different panels or whatever. He's doing lives on his own channel. Like, and he said he was like, I'm not gonna go make somebody else's channel pop, make them get their coins and help them get their views up. No. And I was like, I really thought that was, a good way of thinking of it because a lot of people they get so touched and in their feelings that they'll start going trying to prove points. That ego get to etching at them. And what it'll do is it'll manipulate them to get out here and be aggressive and want to prove points. Meanwhile, doing that, they helping the other person. You know what I'm saying? He humbled himself enough just to say, "No, Imma capitalize off this. This is my life. I'm the one that's being doxed. I'm gonna go ahead. If I gotta go through all this drama, I might as well go ahead and keep getting these coins behind it." I just too he's live now. I ain't gonna tell you who he is. But baby, I just looked, I accidentally clicked in and somebody had sent him a super chat for $500. Yesterday he was getting super chats for $200 and $300 on top of the cash apps he was getting. Yes, $500 super chat. On top of he had like a few 10, 15, 20s behind that. Like they don't know. They're making this man a whole lot of money. Talking about? Yes, I love me some pasta. Hmm. And he been tearing up financially since all this dropped, since all that drama dropped. And he ain't going on nobody's panel. Child, yes, I love me some beef sector. If I had to choose between the beef and the black sector, I'd definitely do the beef sector. They had a beef, but they move differently. The black sector is ratchet. You fuck with that black sector, somebody be done knocked on your damn door. And I'm like, man, they crazy. They be doing some stuff like some of the stuff they be doing. I'm like, has anyone been murdered? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's been murdered because like they be on some crazy stuff. But you know what I did say too? I think a lot of that is scripted. Some of it is kind of like you can tell when it's real. Like with him, I think that was real because he literally took all his videos down. He didn't know what to do. But a lot of that I think is scripted because like the way they be put, man, the way they be playing their hand, ain't no way, ain't no way. So yeah, what else did I observe today? The weather was beautiful here in Cleveland, Ohio. Very beautiful. I sat out in the sun. I did a little sunbathing. I couldn't really dress like I wanted to. Um, I had to be modest, but I did sit out in the sun. I hung out with my sponsor. Took my little one to the park. Yeah. Um, I met her friend. Her best friend is a little white girl who's very chunky, just like her mother. Her mother built just like a black woman. She sitting over there chilling. Uh-oh. I done clicked on a damn video on my phone. So I got to meet her little friend. Because my husband normally takes her to the park. Um, when it's warm like this, I'll do it. But like if it's like 50 degrees outside, we ain't going to no park because I'm not doing that. But he took her. Um, well, I took her today. Correction. All right, so now down to the nitty gritty. The whole reason for me why hearing that girl term. Oh, okay. You ain't got your camera on, so cool. You should be there. All right, there you go. But I can't hear you. Oh, girl, you cute. You ain't saying nothing. Or can I not hear you? No, you ain't saying nothing. What are you doing? Must be that wine and that hot dog. See. Okay, no, you're not muted. I just double checked it. See until she kick in. It bothers me because it just shows the level of respect a lot of these men have for us. as women, you know. Um, she's not talking because her little thing ain't moving. You see how my little thing flashing? Um, but yeah, like it shows just the level of respect that some men still have for us. How they think of us, how they think they should talk to us or relate to us. You know, no, no, I don't hear you. Now she dropped down again. All right. Oh, you was there. Mm. Okay, there we go. I can hear the baby
Leave
now.
him alone, Ava.
Yeah, leave me alone, Ava.
Cam, I got her, baby. I don't need you for reinforcement, okay? I got her.
That is a little baby. Oh my God. I'm not around anyone with babies. My daughter is the youngest out of my whole group of people. Nobody's had babies. And she 8. Yeah, so these dudes, they just so disrespectful. And I believe that they know they are sometimes, but they just do it anyway
Lay
because
down
they
my
feel
Cam
like,
Cam.
I can. You gotta accept me. Like, no, we don't. No, we don't have to accept that. I'm not a girl. I'm not your friend. Hey girl, you cute. You can't hear me?
Yeah, I don't hear anything, so I don't know if you can hear me or not.
We can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. We hear the babies.
Do-do, 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 do-do. Do-do, 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 do-do. Do-do, 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 do-do.
Yeah, she says she can't hear us though. She can't hear me anyway.
Oh, you can hear me? So you can hear me? Tell me again so I know you can hear me now. That's so funny. Okay, okay, okay. I guess for some reason I was thinking I was supposed to hear you. So I'm up here looking crazy. I'm glad I didn't say anything out of line. Thank you for letting me hop on here. I thought I would. Okay, I do supposed to hear you, right? Okay, well, it's a go for me. Well, hold on. I got to figure out why I don't hear. You know what?
So I think I was actually being truthful when I said I might really develop like a little cute Bible, a women's Bible in a sense, and I think it'd just be like I know this sounds far fetched, but I have been journaling a lot too. So it's something I can do. I can actually send text messages all day, and it'll be like little mantras and
So we're gonna
sayings.
figure this out together.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh,
There we go.
can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Great. He just love the sprint man. But yeah, I do think I want to do that. Like, and have it like little scriptures, you know? I have some saying like, if thy niggas wanted to cheateth on me, so thy niggas will sow with the wrath of me cheateth on him. That is funny. I'm goofy, but that would be kind of cool, you know? Like, because like sometimes when I listen to like certain books in the Bible, I feel like it's just like stories, like with morals in them. And then like when I view the book of Psalms, some people say it's like a
Yeah, that
song book,
sounds dope.
but I also believe that it kind of always put me in the mind of poetry. Can you hear me now, Shay?
Wow. Hello. Yeah.
Okay. I think you got a delay. One of us do. But yeah, I think that'll be cool. And then I can always add writers to it. Like I just started back journaling on a serious tip because
It
I when
just
I
sounds
had
like I'm dragging a whole lot though.
yeah, I think you do have a delay. But I'm patient. I
You know
mean,
what? I'm gonna probably close out and come completely back in.
that's cool. Yeah, just restart the whole StreamYard, the whole whatever browser you use over. Um but I'll be here. You know, I ain't going nowhere at least till about maybe 3. Hey, mommy's baby. Granny. Granny. Come here, Granny. Can you make me some tea? What? But you already in the kitchen. All you gotta do is literally boil the water. Where my
Okay, I'm about
phone
to do
at?
that right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord.
What? You heard me arguing with my daughter? I think you hear me arguing with my daughter. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So, girl, listen. I am going through a lot of women stuff right now, so my sleep is off. And it usually happens like this when I get stressed out. I start losing sleep, which is common, but I'll be all right because I'll end up probably going to sleep for one day for like 13 hours, and then I'll be fine. Um, but yeah, I when I was not working, it was very a big part of my evenings at that time. Even when I was younger, I did it a lot, but then life went on and things got haywire. But the idea of doing it digital was presented to me again this time, and I took advantage of it. Okay. Um, I took advantage of it, so I'm doing it now. Like this one little app I got, I can even send like little text messages. Sometimes I'll do like just talk. And my therapist, I mentioned it before, but I kind of was just like, no, I think I'll just do the writing because then it's like a ritual. But like I feel like now the ritual was broken because I started getting busy again. Um, and I think what's been happening with me recently since I've been doing it, plus talking on here, is it's been helping take a lot of that junk in my head out. Like I can be just like in Walmart, just and I'll be like, something is on my mind or weighing heavy, and I'll just click and start talking to my little journal thing. And before I know it, it's like, oh, okay, I'm cool now. Pay attention to what you're about to buy. Like it's so cool. I would recommend it to anyone, especially with a lot of younger people who they don't even know how important it is to kind of learn how to sort through things yourself if you can, because people will give you the wrong information or they'll get your information based on what they think is best for you or what worked for them, and it may not be the same way. It may not be the same. Like a woman with no kids can't give me excellent advice. She likes the bullet journal, so it's like all in physical form. Oh, that's cool. That is actually excellent. I would love to actually connect with her. My 8-year-old wants to be an artist, and she draws like. She draws her feelings. You know how like little kids they always draw their families or whatever. No, like she literally draws her feelings in the sense of she's feeling sad. She'll draw a little girl feeling sad. She tells stories of things that happens to her through her art. Um, you back? So I think it'll be cool. Even though I'm sure some of her stuff might be a little racy, but my youngest daughter is very she loves she her goal is to be an artist, and she's been saying that since she was like what 4 or 5. Shay, you good? Cardi, did you make my tea? She ain't make my tea right. She gonna pay for that tomorrow, and she gonna come right back down here for something else. Yeah, my daughter, she likes to draw. Like I remember I tried to buy her like coloring books and stuff, and she told me all these coloring books. And I'm like, why don't you play with these, Jay? Okay, you're in here twice, huh? No, I didn't. Just hot water because I put one of the tea bags in there. Just pour the water. So she's up here twice. Yeah. So she's like, I'm like, Jay, why you don't play with these coloring books? And she was like, and I would kept asking her. At first, she wouldn't tell me. She's like, I don't like them. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, thank you. And one day she just was like, Mommy, I don't like doing those because they they're not my original drawings. Actually, you know what? I actually have ADHD too, and so does my daughter, which is why I kind of just she likes to draw and she likes to color it in or paint it in or whatever, and I just kind of like let her do it. Because yes, and it's funny because people think a lot of women with ADHD, if we have it or whatever, um, they try to relate it to boys, and it's not that. A lot of ours is inability or perfectionism. It could be anxiety, hiding in the ADHD, hiding in the form of anxiety. But you shouldn't be controlling her design aesthetic. That's her stuff. Look at me sounding like a little kid. But that's her stuff. Yeah, I have an Ollie's near me. Ross? Yeah. Ross is the store that took over from the one clothing store, right? Or am I thinking about something else? So yeah, when I was a teenager, and when I was young, I used to kind of like to draw a little bit. Drawing wasn't really my thing. It was just kind of something I was good at doing. I used to write poetry. So like journaling and writing poetry goes hand in hand for me. I used to write short stories too. Um, but like I said, life changed, and then I really got deep into like the streets and all of that, and a lot of that just kind of went to the wayside. But now that I'm older, I'm kind of getting back into it. But I do think that it'd be cool to like maybe just write a book, and I can call it my Bible. I can call it the Woman's Bible, and it's not mocking anyone because I'm not a deity, but it could just be things that we can read that we really think and we can resonate with and we can ponder on. So meanwhile, I'm about to make this at you because you're messing up that baby's creative spark. Leave that there for a while. You back? We gonna figure this out, sis. I made that face at you. That's actually my little one's favorite emoji. But yeah, so she likes art. She likes art and she likes singing. My oldest daughter can sing and she's very good at dancing. Hanging the shelves while her supplies, putting the desk in. I know she can't wait. We're actually doing it in her room because the way her room is set up, she has two windows and she has like this little space right near her closet that she doesn't use. So I said I was gonna set everything up there because all my stuff is in her closet. Because I own you. I do. I might be talking to a talent scout. Why are you interrupting my conversation? Back to what I was my confession. All my clothes is in her closet. But she little, like she don't really have anything that can go in the closet anyway. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna make her little space right there. And then uh the living room is another place where she like to just sit on the floor and just have at it. Shay, you good? She's having such a hard time. So yeah, that's cool. Look, we got a lot in common. Huh? You trying to kill her. You done gave her a damn sandwich and stuff. And tried to kill a little dog. He said Jessica drew on her.
Do you not see her forehead?
Hmm?
Bye, Daddy dude.
Well, if you're gonna be in here interrupting, at least say hi.
I did say hi.
I like this picture. Can't nobody see you.
Oh, who's that?
That's Shay.
Who's Shay? That's your friend?
Your phone is possessed. Um,
Move. Daddy, move.
maybe it's not your phone. What is your battery percentage on? Where are you located? All of those things play a role. I know when I try to do it in my bathroom.
Oh my.
Yeah. When I try to go hop on panels in my bathroom, it's a no go. I'm extra delayed. That's how I knew you was delayed. All right, so yeah, book club. I don't know where Whitty at. She probably took her tail to sleep. But we need to definitely look into that. Um, the little Bible. I think I will try to just take some of my thoughts and just jot them down as they come and start configuring that. I'm on my phone data. 40% on the balcony. Why are you not on Wi-Fi?
She wants for pizza. Oh.
Why are you reading her stuff?
First of all, this is my book that she took.
And it's just so many things we can do, guys. And it's so many different things that go on these platforms. I just started following this other girl. Her name is I want to see what she's talking about. Her name is Alicia something. I'll let y'all know after I check her out. And if you are into watching guys, even if you just want to learn to deal with your guy, all right, you coming on too. So it's this guy that It's a guy that I follow in Sobriety. His name is um his page is called Black in Sobriety. It's a man. He has a lot of insight though to help you think deal with men and how they think. And then it's another guy, I got to find him, who's really good. He talks about mental health and stuff, being a black man with mental health issues. He's a social worker. Wait. Go cut that pot off because I don't feel like getting up.
Cut it off and I read.
Good night. Love you too. I'm looking for the guy. That's why I stopped talking. I don't know why I can't find him. I probably need to stop unfollowing. I need to unfollow some of these people. I don't even watch them. Okay, there's this one guy called Grief to Growth. I don't know. I know that ain't it, but he's also a black guy. Um, where's this dude at? When I ain't thinking about him, he gonna pop up. Damn it. Philip J. Roundtree. Really? I don't like that. I don't like let me say to me creative decorating is like a whole ass responsibility. Are you here? She dancing. Where you at? That's like a responsibility. I like the finished product, but it's not for me. It's not about being creative. It's like, but yeah, the guy's name is Philip J. Roundtree. I really like him. I like what he has to offer. Um, a lot of good stuff. But you know who else I'm in love with? And anytime. What do you mean you backstage? No, you're not. Which one you want? Okay, let me take that one off. Okay. I don't see you though. I just added you. I like Alan Watts. And it's funny because like some of the people I like to follow, right, they be like, you following them white dudes, blah blah. I'm like, dude, you get all your scholarly information from white men. Don't come saying nothing to me until you go to Africa or Egypt or Japan or Sudan or Israel. Don't say nothing to me until you go to any of them places and get the information for yourself. And then they shut up talking to me because I said just like that, and I roll my eyes and do my little hand thing. Shay, you're not popping up. You are like showing up twice on my thing. So here, I'm gonna remove both of these, and then add you back. But yeah, you're showing up twice. And so I just added you and removed you. So yeah, I like Alan Watts. I love Alan Watts actually because he was one. You know who remind me of Alan Watts? Lex. Alan Watts studied almost as many spectrums and directions and avenues of religion and spirituality as he could. And he just would do talks on it, for those who don't know who might be listening. Um, my favorite Buddhist Dharma talk person that's still alive is Thich Nhat Hanh. And yeah, we can. That's fine. You said a Barbie house. Yeah, so I like him. Um, My sensei introduced me to Shunryu Suzuki, but he's dead. And then I listen to a lot of I deal with Thich for a lot of things. And they have a lot of women that do Dharma talks. Like they have like nuns, Buddhist nuns that I listen to. I also utilize other platforms like Calm, YouTube. Calm has a YouTube channel. Um, so like you can catch some of their little cheap. But those who like I don't know about Buddhism, all of this meditation and mindfulness, for those who don't know, let me tell you, it all comes from that, from the teachings as far as Hinduism, their practices, and Buddhism, Taoism, so many other things. Confucianism is it's like a whole bunch of stuff. They went over there and borrowed it. They brought it over here, made a lot of it religions when it really wasn't. It was they'll tell you it's a way of life. But sometimes they now accept it as a religion because it's just become more of a custom to call it that. Girl, yeah. And a lot of this stuff is on my Instagram. Like you can see a lot of the stuff that I follow on my Instagram. But like I even learned about Krishna. I learned about Krishna. And I've come to the conclusion that Muhammad, even though he was the most violent one, Muhammad, Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, and many of the other ones, Heru and all them that all the comedics talk about, they all kind of got the same background story in a sense. Even though one want to say the other one is wrong, except for Buddhists. They don't care what you believe in. They the ones, they don't care. They ain't gonna tell you nothing is wrong. Just find enlightenment. But like, and it's kind of like the backstory is really the same. Well, no, it's not. I said the only difference is how it's related in culture. Just like how black churches is different from white churches. You know what I'm saying? But they don't be trying to hear that. They don't be feeling me. How can I tell a person that only study the Bible and don't read it? Right. But yeah, Krishna is interesting. And some of my audiobooks, I have a bunch of them on here. Um, I read that book. I listened to the book Your Invisible Power that Lex recommended by Josiah Brandt. No, that ain't the one. No, he is by Genevieve. The one I listened to that read it was Josiah. I listened to that about 10 times already. I got a book by Stephen Hawking. I actually listened to the Kabbalion about 5 times. No, they don't. I've actually listened to the autobiography of Malcolm X a couple of times. I listened to this book by Thich Nhat Hanh called The Art of Communicating. I listened to that like 3 times. I've listened to The Art of War. I have not listened to this book, The Narrative of Sojourner Truth, but I have listened to this book by Christopher Hitchens called God is Not Great. There's so many of them I got on here. The Tao Te Ching, I've read that and listened to it. Which one? The one by Christopher Hitchens? I also I like some of the Stoic teachings, some of their philosophies, their writings. I like anything that's gonna make me think, even if it's like I know it's not real, but it'll still make me think. because I've actually looked up some things about Confucius as well. Because that's just what I do. Yeah, I like Sojourner. So yeah. One of my favorite people outside of Thich Nhat Hanh is Deepak Chopra. I love him. Yeah, I like Deepak Chopra. Yeah, Sojourner. Um, she's one of my favorites outside of Maya Angelou. I love Maya Angelou. Um, yeah, I love me some Maya Angelou. A mom accused of shooting her two sons was involved in a custody battle. Child, you know what? These women out here losing. Yeah, yes. These women out here losing their mind. They too far gone. So yeah, like if you guys know of any like good women to follow, um, you know, and we can always like watch videos together and just talk about it. Um, and just try to start kind of getting this stuff out here. I know in my last video I was talking about like just talking to our girls now, teaching them things. Um, because we have to start getting our daughters back to the point where they're able to foster resilience, you know, because we don't know what's about to happen. We need to really start teaching our girls to learn how to have they can still have some femininity in a sense, but they also have to know how to be able to get out here and like farm, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you don't get that BBL, you might melt in the summertime if it all go downhill from here. Yeah. Yeah, we have to and I think the way to open those channels up is by reading. And not just reading, but implementing. Because I know I said that earlier with that gentleman in that debate. He had all that information and could not articulate it at all. It was just kind of like, it was bad. It was bad. You know, it was kind of like they had this saying called kids, keep it simple, stupid. You know what I'm saying? Keep it simple. Hmm. And sometimes that's really what it has to be. And I think we have to go back to that. And why she texted me before you go to your room, can you get set him out? Mine, he's sleeping right now. Yeah, because she wants me to do something for her that she didn't, but she didn't want me to do anything. Hey, do you guys another thing I like to watch because you learn so much is it's a channel called TED Talks, like TED. It has like different branches, but I like the TED Talks ones. They have like people from all walks of life telling their journey or things they experience, and they're like usually no more than 20 minutes. It just popped up in my feed. Let's see all your comments. We all love Maya Angelou. Who sounds good? Same here. Malcolm X. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people don't like it. Like when it comes to things about like Malcolm X and stuff, you have some people that feel like, oh, well, that was written by the white man, or that was written by this person, or that person. And it's like whatever. Everything we read is written by somebody's white man. Stop it. Yeah, I got it there. You know, it's just for us to determine what is true and what we believe to be is true. Because as far as I'm concerned, sometimes I feel like all this shit is a lie. But so yeah, books. We talked about art, right? Um, the audio books, the videos. branching out with some of these channel holders that's really out here trying to do something with the mind, keep us together mentally. If y'all haven't followed me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. It lists the same name. Nothing special. I do follow back. How was you guys' Mother's Day? Shay, me and you talked. I worked, came home, went to bed. Nothing major. I don't celebrate a lot of stuff. Rudolph Steiner. Okay. So yeah, if more time to incorporate more books, we have more kids. My hands stay full all day. That's why we implement audiobooks there. I be at work listening to audiobooks. Sometimes it helps me ground more, be more grounded and focused when I do, because I don't always have time to pick up a physical book. Rudolph Steiner Press Audio. You'll probably hear me moving a lot because I've been sitting in this cross leg position. Naturally, I just sit with my legs crossed until they start hurting. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Um, I don't celebrate a lot. I found them. I think that's what she was talking about. Oh, see, I personally like to be able to sit down and look at a book. Oh, see, like I'm such a bad parent. Like I slept most of the day, um, and then I got up and just went to work. But my family's used to it. Like, I don't do it no more. I used to like you can't celebrate shit around me, but I kind of got more flexible. I let them do them, but they already know not to expect too much coming from me. It doesn't have anything to do with a race or a culture. It's more of a just like we do this all the time. We don't have to pick a day to do it. I think um, that's one of the things about poor people is that's why I don't personally because I look at how poor people put so much time and effort into trying to prepare for one day, especially Christmas. Yeah, yeah. Carl Jung is cold. I like Carl Jung too. And I like a lot of them old time people. I mean, I know we black and all that stuff, but it's just a lot of things that we didn't start, we didn't originate, but that don't mean that we should dismiss it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that we should dismiss it. I think that we should utilize it because although the information may have been put out for them, it's available to everyone. They steal our shit and use it. Every little piece of whatever they can find, they use it. So why should we be so stubborn and so pro-black that we keep ourselves from growing? That's kind of where I be like, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? But I did. No, no. Use that shit. If we have the ability to place our hands on something and grasp it and can use it, why not? I don't give a damn. It could have came from the damn dog down the street on the corner. If I can use it, I'm going to use it. That's why everybody, in a sense, humans, in a sense, are beautiful because we have these capabilities. We have the opportunity to be creative. And I'm not going to just always dismiss everything based on who may have come up with the idea. That's just me personally, which is why I don't stand on the lines of being so militant with being pro-black that I don't want to learn anything else or dismiss everything based on a particular belief that almost goes back to being the militant Christian. It's so crazy how a lot of that ties together. I don't know why that's coming up. Yeah, I gotta bear with me. But then sometimes when I'm talking, something else will pop up because it almost. I don't know if you guys ever heard how somebody will say like they've given up something. Yeah, like okay, prime example, atheists. A lot of atheists they'll denounce religion, deities, and they'll say because it doesn't exist. But then they go so hard on proving that it doesn't exist. Like at one point, they can even admit that they went hard on proving that God does exist and God does work. It's kind of like oil. They'll be atheists, and I've seen this a lot, but they'll still carry certain religious attributes and beliefs, and it's kind of like sometimes I see that in our communities, especially the pro-black. It's like they put down one deity and pick up another, in a sense, or they'll put down one concept and pick up another, and then they put so much stock into that, and it's like, like when I listen to some of these comedic people, I be like, but you sound like a Christian. That's the white guy, and I'm like, but you sound like a Christian. Yeah. Oh, definitely. It definitely is. Which is why I'm noting that. Like, but they'll put down one and pick up another and still remain separated. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, do you think that if we really said, you know what, all right, let's put our Bibles or Qurans or um our Sanskrit readings or whatever, if we put all that to the side, I think we'd do. Oh, thanks for letting me telling your friend about me. Oh, okay. Um, I think we'll do so much better. I do believe that. I believe if not, you don't have to leave your religion alone, but I think if we set it to the side, we could do so much more as a whole. Because black people are the only people that they let religion come in between. Other cultures do it, but not as bad. And I'm gonna say that because of the kind of work I do. I've seen them like I've literally seen you just have I've seen sitting at the table a Buddhist, a Hindu, a Christian. They all from India. They sit at the table just having the most glorious time. You know what I'm saying? They'll do it. It's hard for our people to do that. It's so hard. We so gung ho and so militant. And again, I'm not saying that other cultures don't, but they don't go as hard as we do. No matter what, they're for the culture. Right. They're for their culture. They're for their overall culture, their overall group. Right. And that's my thing. That's why I say it's like be pro black because I'm pro black business. I'm pro black a lot of things. I'm pro black relationships. I'm pro black all of that. But I'm not so militant to the point that I'm going to say, okay, forget everything else. You know what I'm saying? Because then we limit ourselves. we stop educating ourselves, we stop growing, we limit ourselves, and it's just so crazy because that's what people do, and I just like, oh my God, you literally you let go of Christianity or this belief, but you're still holding on to some of those core militant attitudes. You're still blocking off everything. You still can't see the beauty of the forest because you're looking at some of the ugliness of the trees. Just let that shit go. If you're gonna be done with it completely and start over. If you're gonna be pro black, would be happy and pro black. Don't be miserable and pro black. Don't be out here preaching to the choir, but you're an atheist. The fuck? You still preaching to the choir though. But you ain't a Christian no more. But you still standing out here preaching. I can't. I can't. And I tell people all the time, I don't know shit. I just pay attention. I definitely pay attention. And I agree with you 100%. We definitely have to be. It is very important. But our people sometimes they get caught up in something and they only let go of the parts that make them uncomfortable. And they still hold on to the beliefs, systems in a way. The craziest thing I ever seen, though, I never forget was, and it's so true. Like I thought it was mostly jokes until I seen it for real, like with my own two eyes. Like, and I'm not talking about a pro black man that is married to a woman that's not black, or maybe he was when he married her, he wasn't on it in that sense. But I'm talking about these dudes, like how you see it in the movies, like don't be a menace. And I mean, I guess because I'm younger than the people from that time frame, I thought it was all jokes until I seen it myself. Yes, yes, my sponsor said that too. But like, I'm like, and when I first seen it, I'm like, I literally seen a nigga say, "And y'all black queens need to stop wearing all that weave and blah blah blah, trying to look like the European." And all but maybe two of his kids were by white women, and he had like five, six. What? You like the European? What are you talking about, dude? I can't straighten my hair or whatever. I'm trying to look like her, but that's what you want. That's who you with. I was about 25 years old, and I was just like disgusted. And I ran into another a person like that. I was actually dating this person, and that's when I first heard about like Sinetta and Brother Polite and all that. And I wasn't feeling nothing he had to say. I was like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" Like, I like the idea of eating better, eating healthier, but then he got to talk about all this other stuff. Then he made something that's why I like you because you don't wear perms and all that and all this other stuff. But he made me almost feel like I'm like I've thought about it like, damn, do I not care about myself? Um, like I was really uncomfortable, and so yeah, I stopped talking to him. And so anytime I met anybody who was on that shit like that, I wouldn't fuck with them. I wouldn't. Like if you was on that pro black, I couldn't deal with it. Yes. Yes. And then Umar Johnson is another one. Let me tell you something about him. The only thing I respect about him is that he's been able to hide the fact that he don't mess with white women. I'll say it again. Right. The only thing I respect about him is the fact that he's been able to hide the fact that he don't mess with white women. Cause you ain't gonna tell me that coke snorting nigga ain't never laid up with no Becky. Okay, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You ain't gonna tell me that. You ain't about to tell me that. I don't care what nobody say. And it might not even be current. But I'm telling you, he done slid up in some pork fat before. Hide them. You know they know how to. And then you get these Beckys. And I ain't gonna lie, some of them do ride or die. They're yeah. Yeah. Yes, he will. Just like he was messing with that stripper. All that stuff. Everything that he talked against, just like with a lot of men, that's what they end up with. It's funny though when we talk about the pro black dude because he brought a polite son at in Umar Johnson. That was back in like 2016. Shortly after that, I met my husband. But it was crazy because my husband don't care. I can tattoo my whole face. He's still gonna be like, "You look beautiful to me," which is what I believe that we need. It shouldn't be no stipulations. Don't straighten your hair, or you can wear straight hair. You need a fat ass. You don't need a fat ass. Like it's too much. That's why we killing ourselves. Black women are committing suicide. Black women are flipping out and killing their kids. We didn't do crazy stuff like that. Maybe some of them need to pick up a Bible. Damn. Like, we didn't do stuff like that. We didn't fly off the handle like these women is doing. You know what I'm saying? My sponsor was telling me how he talks about my piercings and my tattoos all the time because and I'll be like, whatever, old man, you just want to argue about something. But he did make a valid point about how women did value themselves so much more. Yeah. But then I also told myself, I don't even think that sometimes I could say that women value themselves so much more because when it was time to really let their hair down and settle, a lot of women didn't waste no time doing it. But I do believe what he was saying is because they took more pride in how they look, they valued themselves more. And yes, men do play a role in a lot of the issues that we have. Men play a huge role in a lot of issues that we have. Like I said, don't straighten your hair, straight hair. Your ass ain't fat. It's too fat. You ain't thin enough. You're too big. You're too thin. Like, we just don't know what to do. I don't read those books. I have never read any of those books. I remember my best friend before she went, she said, I just can't believe you don't read these books. I'd rather read a Star Wars book. I'd rather read, like, I've never read any of those type of books. And I'm going to tell you why. I come from that environment. When I'm trying to relax and escape, for me personally, my personal belief is I want to get away from that. I want to get away from the drug dealers and thinking about it because I don't want the drug dealer. I've been there, done that. Drug dealer had my door getting kicked in. Okay, I'm good. It only took one time for that because I'm scary. I ain't got time for that. See, so I don't want to read that. And a lot of people love those books. And they're like, well, it's just entertainment. And we all know what entertainment does if we feed into it too much. It starts to become a part of us. It starts to change the way we may be thinking, or change how we view ourselves, or change how we act. And it's so funny now because my best friend don't read none of those books, and it ain't even got nothing to do with her being a Jehovah's Witness. She matured. And so when I bring him up now, she be like, don't you start. Because back then she was in the streets. She was doing her 1-2. So although she wasn't directly living that way, yeah. Oh, baby, these men, you see them getting the toupees and all that stuff now too. They're getting the sew-ins and lace fronts, and let me tell you something, baby. Ain't no man gonna fool me. I work in the medical field. I know how they get down. Getting dick extensions and everything. Getting the dick fixed. Getting their dick fixed. And I ain't talking about turning into a coochie either. Yep. When they found out a woman can get one and add it on and get little nerves to it, it ain't a lot of nerve endings. But they could get one when the men, when they knew they could successfully give a woman one, please. Well, if you can give her one, can you extend mine? That's sick. It's true though. Yes, can you extend it? Okay, I don't need to feel it all the way down there, but if I can still feel everything at the tip, I'm good, right? It ain't. It's really for me because I've always wanted a bigger one, but it really ain't for me because if I was happy and I knew how to work with what I had, I would need. I can make wonders happen with my pinky finger if I really knew what I was doing. But we ain't gonna say that. It's for him. It's for him. He need it. Child, let me tell you something. We really all get together and get this platform, these platforms booming and these conversations booming, like we'll be able to really do something. It ain't even about bringing a lot of numbers. I think it'll just be fun. I mean, if the opportunity to bring in numbers and get paid presents itself, hmm yeah, definitely. Um, that is so true, and that's why for years they especially like in African stuff, they would cut our stuff off and they tried to limit us and they wanted us to believe that sex was all for making babies and to please the man. And baby, when we found out what that little thingity thing do down there, child, you couldn't tell us nothing. That's why they say we ain't shit now. we Somebody rubbed up against it the wrong way and was like, oh, wait a minute, what's that? Can you do that too? Can yours do that? I'm like, Mom. Well, since I touched yours, can you touch mine? Could you imagine had a conversation with the first woman that realized there was something going on down there? Oh, her name was Eve, right? Hmm. Yeah. Her name was Eve. She was like, wait a minute, Adam. If yours can mine do what yours do? Okay, can you show me how you do it? And then next thing you know, now we fucked up and we're damned. We're damned, right? Because damn it, Eve. Shouldn't have been masturbating. Fuck. Then we still just been able to plop babies out like animals. They just fall out of us as we walk and so I'm like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's a baby right there. Eve did it, y'all. Blame it on Eve. She's masturbating and then fucked us all up. I can't wait for the day for someone to be in my comments, you know, talking to me crazy, calling me demons and heathens, and how dare I talk about Eve in the Bible and penis injections, penile Botox injections. I just made that up, but I can almost guarantee you it's true. Penile Botox injections. Where my nurses at? We might be able to get something going with that. Let's get something shaking. Let's just be walking around sticking dicks all day. Mhm. Mhm. In 2022, it's still women that believe that. In 2022, it's still women that believe that. In 2022, it's still women that believe that. Please hit the cash app. The Bible can help you if you read it properly. The Bible has some beautiful teachings in it. My name is Job, right? I'm not an atheist. I don't do religion, but I still have a Bible. I have a couple grown ass women. I have a Quran. Well, my husband has the Quran. I got a couple of polycanons. Yes, I believe there's something that can truly, truly be made with this Bible stuff, but it's internal. Yeah, it's internal. Now, Dinah, the story that happened to Dinah was bullshit. And yeah, I mean, I get it though, because sometimes when you go places where you're supposed to go, bad things can and will happen, and we've been warned. But the brothers killing old boy. I mean, his people. Yeah, they should have. Damn rapists. Yeah, no, I do. I just told you my name is Joe. You know, that's one of my staples right there. Job, Ruth, Esther, and my favorite books out the Bible. The rest of that shit can kick rocks. Psalms is all right. It's the book of poems. But yeah, grown ass women, child, that and I'm not gonna even say it's about a culture because they living in some mud huts in Africa or in some monks over in Japan. It ain't even got nothing to do with that. We have grown 40-year-old women in the United States of America who has never had an orgasm and who refuses to explore their own sexuality because they believe that it's all about the man and they believe that exploring their sexuality is a sin. They believe that feeling good is wrong. And they ain't in no cults either. Because I'm sure Nature Boy had all his, excuse me, had all, I just downed some Pepsi, y'all. Nature Boy had all them women feeling good. They was willing to catch all the herpes and gonorrhea and STDs and crabs and fish and bed bugs. That nigga was laying something down on everybody. Everybody can get a piece of it. Okay? Everybody can get a piece of it. I think part of being a cult member is the fact that they make you feel good. Mhm. He wasn't faking nothing with Nature Boy though. That black nigga was doing something. I'm telling you, he looked like he's just nasty, just trifling in the bedroom. Nigga be giving you anxiety attacks. Yes, we need to stop faking it. That whole fake it till you make it stuff is, it's like I don't believe in it. I don't believe faking it till you making it. I don't believe in faking anything. I think we should just be true to ourselves and be true to what makes us feel good. And if you love your husband and you know he ain't gonna do it, that's cool too, girl. You better go do what Eve did and suffer the consequences later. You know what I'm saying? Eve did it, we can do it too. Girl, I don't know nothing about Nature Boy. First time I heard of Nature Boy was 2022. I mean, and I'm gonna say as far as paying attention, I may have heard about him before, didn't know. It's so funny because every time I say Nature Boy, my husband says Ric Flair. That's so far how out of the loop he is. Like he know Umar, he know Polite or whatever, but like I said Nature Boy. He's like, what, Ric Flair? And I'm like, dude, you don't know who Nature Boy is? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, never mind. Right, right. Tell them. I mean, and we know some men, they ain't on it. They don't care. It ain't for you anyway. It's for me. But I mean, you still need to make yourself feel good. You know how bad it is when you're sleeping with someone and the sex is trash, and they have to keep doing that over and over and over again. My husband can slack one time, and I'm like, nigga, you need some Viagra? You depressed? Your heart, something wrong with your heart? Your blood pressure high? You need to go to the doctor? You need an antidepressant? You need some Ritalin? Xanax? Ativan? You know, I'm saying, girl, you ain't missing nothing because that nigga about to go to jail. So I don't even want to know. I from what I've seen, he wouldn't have been my cup of tea anyway. I mean, he might be something good to laugh at now, but from what I see, he ain't nothing. He wouldn't have been nothing I would have entertained anyway. I'm just saying. So could you imagine, like, being with somebody all this time and you're not being satisfied? Like, yeah, like how unattractive that can make you feel, how unpretty you have to sit up and feel all those years. I don't think I could do that. I'd rather just be celibate. Like, if you ain't gonna knock the dust off and knock my wound in my throat, ain't no point. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely it's a lot of mental to that. It's mental, it's a lot of mental to everything that goes on here. I gonna be up watching Nature Boy videos all night and tomorrow night. She about to be Nature Boyed out. Ain't that how we do on these YouTubes though? We learn something. God damn it, we spend 24 hours trying to catch up. That's what happened with me and how I even got introduced to these sectors was polite. When I had seen I was in my Facebook atheist and agnostic group and they was posting about somebody had posted about him having these charges. And so I went and looked him up because I'm like, that name sounds familiar. And when I would have looked him up, I seen something about him, but I seen Natasha K. How many type of sandwich after? I'm done. You said turkey. No, that motherfucker gonna get some bologna, and not even beef, but he gonna get that mixture. Yeah, but yeah, that's how I found. I was watching Tasha K. So y'all thank Tasha K for this late night conversation we having. Because I was watching Tasha, I ended up finding Tasha K looking up polite. So when I ended up finding Tasha K look up polite, that was a web video where she was cussing Sinetta all the fucking way out and she was doxing him and everything. And I'm like, who is Sinetta? Because she kept saying it. And it sounded good, like Sinetta. And I know a little bit about comedic stuff because that's me. And so I went and looked him up because it did sound real comedic in. You know what I'm saying? Now I looked him up and I seen who he was and I kind of started watching him. And then all these people started popping up. So the first time I watched Sinetta, y'all want to hear this? The first fucking time I watched Sinetta, um, he was on live with Nepal, and Nandy called and cussed him all the fucking way out. That was the first time I watched Sinetta. And Nandy called and cussed him. I mean, she was cussing him the fuck out. And then I kind of watched him for a little while. And I remember around the same time I heard about Soderman. I heard of Lex was on there. I heard Lex on there, and then he kept talking about Suge, and I didn't even know at the time me and Suge, the Suge he was talking about was the Suge that. Yeah, yeah. Um, and so that's kind of just how all this spiraled into where I'm. Yeah, but y'all tell me, nah, that nigga getting some baloney. Nigga can't get no peanut butter. He ain't getting no turkey. He gonna get some bologna and mayonnaise. He gonna get some mayonnaise and he can go home. And that just depends. If he was able to at least make it wet, he can get that. If he couldn't do nothing, nigga, go home. We ain't about to waste my time. I ain't about to play no games with you. This grown woman coochie. I ain't got time for that. You ain't about to be down here playing in here. Shit. Go home. Go play with somebody else's kid. See, that's why I'm married. See, the Most High knew it was time for me to get married because I was getting old and evil. Because I was getting old and evil, and I was starting to cuss people out. And so the Most High was like, let me go ahead and switch this universe around real quick for her. My ass probably be dead somewhere because I can be real evil. I cussed my husband out yesterday. I cussed my husband out yesterday because we sitting in the car. And I cussed him out because I didn't curse him out like you stupid motherfucker, but I kind of told him off because I'm like, yo, we raising girls. And my oldest daughter, she got her ideal, okay? But my little one, she's still impressionable. And so we were sitting here, this beautiful brown skin, her features was just so strong. And he like, look at her big, strong features sitting in that truck. I'm like, first of all, she in a work truck, okay? But he was just like mocking her. And I just looked at him like, dude, is you fucking serious? Your wife is brown skin. Oh, girl, hold on. We gonna touch that. Um, your wife is plus size. I was so mad. I was. I can say I was so mad at him. I wanted to slap the shit out of him because it's just like, dude, are you serious? You the first one when to say, "Well, you so beautiful. Don't think that way." Blah blah blah. Well, nigga, why the fuck you think I have those issues? Why do you think black women have those issues? It ain't even got to be directly what someone has said to me. It's just those responses of taunting women, black women, period. And we got a little girl who gonna be thicker than a snicker. She got long, thick, coarse black woman hair. I was so mad. I was. I told him about himself. He was just sitting there like, I don't understand what the big deal is. I said, no, I'm sure you don't. They, whatever. I grow, right? I grow. Like the whole text. How they be like, I, I, I was not fucking with people for somebody flag me. They be typing that whole I word. I love you. But when I had dudes typing that to me, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? No, block. I ain't get it. Whoopi's gorgeous though. I think Whoopi's gorgeous. I want to kick. Hold on, let me go back up to this comment at 255. Because you said I, but you don't say I. So that's why I said I love you. I and I. I want to kick shit for introducing me to Miss Under. She needs to be banned from YouTube. She's not AA has this thing that's been coined, and other sober or clean fellowships coined it from AA because AA was the first official sobriety. Now I'm going to comment it in the most appropriate way possible. AA was the first official sober and clean sobriety thing that actually stuck. So then you had all the other ones that came later in like the 50s, 60s, or whatever, NACA. And then you have the other ones. I don't know if you caught my video, my last live I did for like 2 hours. I did put all the information for those websites as well as mental health websites in the description box. But they have this thing in the preamble is Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of people now who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. So the other fellowships have something similar to that. They slice it and dice it to make it fit more so, okay, if you're narcotics head or whatever. I am an alcoholic. I'm going to say that now. I am an alcoholic. Okay? So now that I got that out the way, because then I could tell you why I know what I know when I know it. Because I'm around people who have recovered from all types of addictions, including I have a young lady that I'm friends with who had an eating problem. And so she identifies as a member of Overeaters Anonymous, right? The people on the outside can speculate and spectate and say, yeah, I'm like that. But the problem is the people that don't have the discernment and they're looking at this with a soft heart. And so every little thing, they're like, oh, but, and because she did, and that's because she was using, and now she's trying to get better, and she's taking on a new lead. Okay. All right now. See, that's how, do you see how the universities keep twisting and turning this right? So, and so when you see people doing that and you're like, what? You're not helping her. You are not helping her. She should not be on YouTube. I'm gonna tell you how smart and sly she is. See, she be in the clouds. The bitch might be in my clouds for all I know. And what was happening was she would be going in people's clouds. And she was going in a content creators cloud that I was in because at this time they were cool. And me and a couple of other people was calling this shit out like that ain't right. That ain't right. How you 3 months sober, but you on YouTube all night and you're talking about you doing some kind of program online, but you on YouTube for 3-4 hours a night, sometimes 5-6 hours a night. Where's your recovery at? How are you working your recovery? I was going to get to that. So then I started calling stuff out. How she supposed to be 3-4 months sober? I remember, and I wasn't saying directly. I've started to admit now on my platform what's going on with me. But I was just saying little stuff, and I kept watching because I was subscribed. I'm watching her, and then certain things just started unraveling, right? And I'm saying little stuff, and me and a couple other people saying little stuff, and then next thing I know, see, she wasn't talking this talk at first. And I'm not lying to you. Like I can literally, if these videos are still up on both platforms, I can literally pull them up for you and go to videos like this. Look at this. And so I'm like, at 3 months sober, you can't focus or clean whatever. You can't focus. You in pain. You're tired. You know what I'm saying? How? I'm like, how she ain't never talking about how all she talks about, oh, I'm another day up under my belt, guys. And I went out with my family and it was so great. And dance school, dance school, dance school. And I'm like, what the fuck? No. And you got off meth? What? And so I started calling this shit out like she don't never complain about being in pain. She don't never talk about like really the downfalls, like how fucked up, no sponsor. And you know what? I offered. That right there. She told me talking about some motherfucking accountability companion. What? Oh, I don't think I want to take that route. I just want to do this online recovery thing. What? And then, like I said, I was watching and I'm like, and you know what? Let me say this, because you do have other things, like you have smart recovery. They have a thing called recovery dharma. If you're doing a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy, those things do work as well. Okay. A lot of people who do the 12 step, they do branch out and do other things, right? All of it goes hand in hand. And the more you do, the better you are at, maintaining your recovery and all these things, right? Because they tell you to seek outside help. I mean, if you bipolar or schizophrenic or something, right? And so let's move up to that, because I'm spilling the beans tonight. Because what she gonna do? Dox me? It ain't nowhere documented that I'm an alcoholic besides what I'm saying on here. And this is my anonymity, and I'm not breaking it because my name is LaDawn. Did it for real. And even if you did dox me, I don't give a fuck. And then people were saying, oh, she's saying she not doing this, but she doing that. Or she ain't doing this, or she doing that. Nothing she's doing is sobriety related. And someone was like, well, maybe she's replacing one addiction with the next. And I'm like, maybe she's just not doing anything. Maybe she's just not smoking meth. But that ain't stopping her from drinking. That ain't stopping her from smoking weed. It ain't stopping her from snorting coke. Because the only thing she's talking about is meth. But it's mighty funny. Every time she would be sitting in clouds and she was here because she's clout chasing. Because remember, she went from 1,000 followers to like 9,000 in 3 months. Hmm. But and it was just like she started seeing people saying stuff, and then she just started talking about it. Oh, well, I'm going to rest today. Then she took like this little break. Oh, and I guess I should start telling you how I feel so physically, even though I try not to focus on that, but I do be having like a lot of headaches and all this stuff. And I'm like, bitch, you want to talk about none of that until you was off in somebody's fucking clouds watching, because you're watching YouTube, learning how to be sober, to appear sober. And you're fucking these people's lives up. And this is why anonymity is so important. Even in 2022, when we shouldn't even be on those levels no more. We shouldn't be out here like Bill and Bob and the founders of CA and NA and all them are, even though they were more lax. We shouldn't even be on that no more. We should be able to be more free, because right now this addiction problem is so rampant. But because of people like her, meanwhile, I'm having to fight these demons about, should I say I'm an alcoholic or not? And let's get it, I'm gonna say I'm an alcoholic. And I'm a rare case in 2022. Unless you add nicotine to that addiction. But then it was like, no, fuck that. I need to say what I need to say because I can help somebody. Right? Like we having this conversation now. And she fucking these people's lives up, and she's lying to them. And how are you in more of the beef and black sector than the sobriety sector? Half of the people that follow you are from the beef and black sector. Your mods are mostly beef and black sector, except for a few. But you got the real OGs, like the one guy. I don't know if you seen that debacle when she was going through with Michael or whatever, the dude he was kicking with. What is his name, Mac or some shit like that. He was clocking her ass every time. He seen right through it. He seen right through it. He said he just watched her. Yep. Yeah. I'm so glad though that I have a lot of discernment. And this is what sobriety does. My sobriety has done for me because it took me down a journey of knowing the 12 steps, learning the 12 steps, but also being in tune spiritually. It took me to where I can see everything, which is what really catapulted me into studying religion because I wasn't sure where would I want to take it in again. And I'm still not sure. I just know what I can do right now, which works for me. But one thing I was able to learn is because I want to help so much with some people when I see people and they're like going through this journey of sobriety, I am responsible because that's what AA told me. When someone reaches out for help though, but I want the hand of AA to be there, right? Or whatever fellowship, because it might not be AA. Yep, yep. And so that is so true. And so when somebody's reaching out for help, I want to be there. But I ain't stupid. You live in California. That's one of the meccas. That's where CA was started, right? You live in a mecca area for sobriety and getting clean. Cali is huge on it. People go to Cali for their little retreats and shit. Yep, and she don't know shit. It if you sit and listen to her, you watch her long enough, you know it. Because there's a couple of people that I know was in because of the things they were saying without saying them, and I'm comfortable with saying them. But they had like a couple of them had like their real names or whatever. Um, and I could see some of them feel to the true ones. They feel back. A couple of them. I ain't see them in her chat after a while. I feel back. And then when she fell out with the one channel holder, well, they started peeping game, and then they kind of separated. And then I started watching how when we would be talking during that debacle, and me and a couple other people that would know that it's just certain things that ain't right. Like how you up here 5-6 hours a night. Like even for me, still being early in sobriety, I still have to check myself. Okay, well we on the same page then. We run in the same circle because that's where it was. And like I said, if you go back and you'll see where I was saying stuff, and then next thing I know, she's talking about it. But she wasn't talking about it before, about back pains and not sleeping and all. She wasn't talking about none of that until she seen a couple of us saying it in QT's chat. The next thing you know, she's describing symptoms of withdrawal and symptoms of being in early sobriety. The first 6 months of my sobriety, my legs hurt me so bad every night. I had to take medicine. My legs hurt me so bad. For the first 6 months of my sobriety, I had migraines. They were unbearable. I couldn't function. Some days I couldn't stay like up and be moving out and about more than 6 hours a day. So how is it that you got all these personality disorders, you early in sobriety, you getting off meth, and you able to sit on here and gung ho for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours plus take care of your kids and go to dance class? Wait, you can't go to no kind of outpatient in-person stuff because you're talking about COVID, but it's still available. Just like they ain't closed the hospital doors, they did not close any sobriety treatment doors. They may have closed like meetings, but like inpatient stuff, they did not close that stuff. And a lot of outpatient stuff, like let's say if you was going to some, you maybe had to go every few days. Um, a lot of that stuff they didn't close, especially when you're talking about like California, they was gung ho on keeping that shit open. And so you're telling me even after things that started being relaxed when I was seeing it last year, that you wasn't going, that you was doing everything online because of COVID, but you going to dance class and you're kicking it with your kids? Or am I making too much fucking sense of this because we know this bitch is a liar? and she's fucking with people's lives. I ain't let shit stop me. Nothing could stop me from making it to a meeting and taking care of my sobriety. I would fucking me COVID to be hand in hand, walking in the motherfucking. Come on, COVID. I gotta stay sober. Come on, COVID. Come on. Let's go. Hop hop. And that's why she wouldn't fuck with me. That was one of my things. She didn't fuck with me for real. Because that was one of my things. You shouldn't be doing this. I was okay with the online thing. Okay. I was okay with it. I was willing to accept that. But it was too much other stuff. It was too much other stuff. Hopefully she is in the class listening so she can get her act together and do some better acting. You fucking kicking in the B sector. You on here getting into it with Lady Snoop and shit. You all in the black sector. Girl, not at all. And we know a sponsor can't tell you what to do, but that's definitely one of the big no-nos. That's a big no-no. How you got time to be on YouTube all these hours and you still trying to run your family and you doing dance school and you ain't doing shit for your sobriety? Because even if in treatment, they teach you the first 3 to 4 steps. And if you was truly in treatment like you were supposed to, they would tell you now you shouldn't be investing that much time. You should be resting. You should be doing sobriety related things, not sitting up on YouTube. I tasseled with this thing for a good while before I decided to really do this platform. I was afraid, I was scared, and I'm like, what example could I set? And my therapist, she kept telling me, she said, the example you would set is telling people where you are, telling people where you come from, letting them know you got a sponsor, letting them know you get, mental health help, letting them know, what I'm saying, all the things that you do. Oh my God, child, we ain't even talk about that. Her channel is the party channel. She'll show a little video. She showed a couple of videos, or she'll show little YouTube videos. Like she loved gathering the hearts of her audience by going over there to soft white underbelly. She loves showing them the videos. She loves them. She loves showing all the videos. But has she ever shared any links? Has she ever at one time put out any information? I've only been doing consistent live videos. I was doing shorts. I've only been consistently doing this for this week, right? And I've already listed every possible route, national avenue that a person can go to get help. I ain't show my face. I ain't asking for no cash apps. And if you hop on my panel, you got to be talking about something worthwhile. And then we've got to talk a little shit tonight, but this is more so to warn the people. Because what works in my favor is that there's a couple of people, they like to have common names on here. Seen a couple of them. Ran into a couple of platforms when I was looking that one up. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm down on this Pepsi. Like I ain't gotta be to work tomorrow. Well, orientation. I gotta go do training. I'll be alright. I'll probably sleep through it. Like I always do. Cause it's boring. It ain't fun like this. But child, we definitely have a lot in common. Thank you. I am working with this lady. Um, This new lady, because the lady I was working with before, she was a little bit too, she was too religious for me. I love her. She cold. 29 years, she one of the coldest. But when it came to when I would come to her and I'll say something, she'd like, "Well, just put it in God's hand, and God gonna work it out, and God got the plan, and God," and I'm like, "Oh my fucking God, I just want to talk about my problem," And so I ran across this new lady. She's actually out of town, but I'm working with her, and she actually introduced me. She told me to get two things from Al-Anon, and one of them is it's a book, and it got like stories um about like intimacy, sexual intimacy. She told me to get that book, even though I'm the one with the problem. And she told me that she wanted me to they got a fourth step book. She told me to get it and just kind of go through it, and just maybe if I want to do a refresher on my fourth step, to do it that way. So Al-Anon is good though. I know a lot of people, even men that went to Al-Anon. Yeah, yeah. But like I said, the problem is people like hers, which is why they still be trying to drill that anonymity thing in, which it sucks. It sucks because she ain't even damn relapsed. She just ain't did nothing. Whew. She ain't relapsed. She just ain't did nothing. And let me say, she may have tried and couldn't hang on. I'm gonna say, I do believe that a part of her wants to get free. I do believe that. I mean, I do believe that. But I know that they're not there yet, because when they really get there, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I've been through the ringer, and I just came to the realization of something else that might have catapulted me into my disease even further. I was talking to my sponsor today, and I brought up when I was in a car accident and I got flung out the window. I was 12 years old, and while I'm talking about it, because I hadn't discussed it, right? It kind of in the back of my mind, I'm like, that might be part of the reason too. Like, it's so many things that's coming too as time, because they say more will be revealed. But the part about that sucks out the most is, I was 12, me and my friends was kicking it. I was with my cousin, but before we had snuck and was drinking like some little St. Ives special brews, because when you little, you just got to get what they can get from a corner stove real quick most of the time. And so we had snuck and we was drinking some of those. And I got flew out the car. I got thrown out the car window. And I did have a concussion. I had to stay in the hospital for like 3 days. And talking about that, a light bulb went off in my head. And so I know I'm gonna have to address that when I go talk to my doctor again. But that was something that was revealed. Crazy, ain't it? So yeah, I had alcohol in my system, even if I didn't physically feel intoxicated. I was drinking. I was 12, and I ended up with a concussion. When we already know head injuries um, can lead a person to go a different direction and end up chemically dependent on something. Crazy. Yeah. But yeah, girl, she ain't doing none of that. She ain't doing no smart recovery. That girl ain't doing nothing but some rinky dink online. And then she's like, well, should I show? Like, no, you don't have to show anything. I remember she said that. I'm like, we can see it based on your behavior. You know what I'm saying? We can see it based on that. Like tonight, yeah, I spent 2 hours. I'm up, I'm chilling. But this ain't gonna be every night. This ain't gonna be, and my husband at home. So something like this, you only get on a night seat at home because you work 24-hour shifts. Um, he is a fireman or whatever. But Like, am I going to be doing this all the time? Hell no. I ain't gonna be talking about sobriety all the time. Hell no. Oh. See, I don't my sobriety journey has been so non-traditional. I got a male sponsor. Uh, um right now I don't frequent as many meetings as I used to, of course, but I'm still very active in my recovery. Like I do therapy. Um as you can see, I've delved into other different types of things that relate, like smart recovery, different things like that. Um, and I'm glad I did, and I'm looking into Al-Anon, learning things from that spectrum, because I think it's all a melting pot to help with sobriety. And from everybody I've been told, even my sponsor, who is a traditional gung ho old timer, but he still himself believes that this is the foundation, but you have to keep doing things to keep that foundation strong. You know. Um, So I do tread lightly, but this is my platform, so I can talk about what I want to talk about. They don't like it, they can click off. But when it comes to others, I wouldn't tell them to get a male sponsor. My sponsor became my sponsor because I was gonna walk away from AA. Because I didn't have a sponsor. I don't like women's meetings for the most part. It's only a few that I've been to. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But I'm gonna tell you, these females up here was about to run me up out of here, baby. I'm gonna tell you something though. Having a male sponsor, the one thing it does help me with is managing my emotions. Yep, it does. You're absolutely right. It helps me with managing my emotions. I wonder if Shay went to sleep. She got quiet. She probably went to sleep on me. It helps me because if I get to acting crazy, he be like, why are you even on that? And sometimes we're dealing with other women. If they're not 100% in tune, they'll give you that froth. They'll give you that frothy emotional appeal and don't even realize it. With him, he be like, And then he get to telling me some type of koan or something, girl, get me right all the way on together. Well, you know what did the Dadi Ching say? I'll be like, oh fucking fuck. What did it say? What did the big book say? And I'll be like, what did the big book say on page so and so and so and so? And I'll be like, oh my goodness. Just straight to the point, like, shut the fuck up. And you do have female sponsors like that. Don't get me wrong. But that wasn't my experience. But I am working with someone now who is very, very nice. She's cool. Wow. Yeah. Um, because I think that's kind of what I need too. I'm gonna tell you a reason this might work better for me personally is because I'm the only girl and I'm the youngest. I have sisters with my dad, but they all live down south. I never met them. But I'm the only girl and I'm the youngest. So things do kind of click for me in a different way. So, child, you can imagine agnostic, male sponsor, don't really like women's meetings. You can imagine how the ladies do me. And that's why I fuck with a lot of meetings. Because you know what? I ain't got to do that. I'll do Zoom meetings. Sure will. I be in all the godless Zoom meetings. It's a couple here, but I be in all of them. Y'all not gonna do me. What works for your sobriety is what the universe will for you. That's what the Most High will for you. That's what your higher power, your HP. That's what it did for you. Because see, you people with that slit in your leg almost ran me up out of here. And I said it in a way without saying it in a way. I mean, it was all kind of 13 stepping going on. I leave that there. So yeah, that's my journey. It is so wonderful though to be able to at least start part of this journey with someone who understands. And you're coming in from a different spectrum, which might help. Because I will ask questions. I am not afraid to ask questions. Like I said, comments, all that shit, because I don't know everything. But here's the thing: all in all, might work for me now in this space in my life because I am the daughter of an alcoholic. Yeah, my father was an alcoholic all of my life until my father just celebrated his 17th year of sobriety, if that makes sense. He just celebrated it, 17 years. So, I think at this time it's time for my sobriety to transition more into now it's all about recovery, you know. It's definitely about recovery. Girl, I say that all the time. They tell me you need more meetings, and I'm like, the person telling me I need more meetings need more meetings. Because if you was truly embracing me and happy for me in the place that I'm in, that I am at, then you wouldn't tell me I need more meetings, right, child? The cover of meetings, women's meetings I do see. My sponsee, she's running a women's meeting now. She's older, she's retired, and she be wanting me to help and support so bad. But it's one of the home group members there. I cannot stand that old evil wench. She's one of those who likes to flex her time, right? I've been sober a long time, so I can tell you what to do and you're gonna listen. And I'm like, well, if it ain't in the big book of the 12 and 12, we ain't gotta follow none of that. Cause see, like here in some of the meetings, especially the inner city meetings, they like to do raffles and stuff. And that's not just like passing out coffee and things like that. It's a welcoming gesture. And it is welcoming to the newcomer, coffee, donuts, stuff like that. But they like to do raffles. I don't know if that's popular in your area, but my sponsee is running a very small, quaint meeting, and 90% of the attendees are newcomers, mostly from like sober houses or whatever. Yeah, 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 because God did it for them, right? I respect it, I love it, and I appreciate it. But one thing you're not going to do is try to bully me because you think because you got 30 years and I only got a year and a half that's going to make any difference. You are no farther from a drink than I am. If I woke up before you, I'm more sober than you if we want to look at it that way. I respect your input. Yeah, yeah, I respect your input, but you're not going to just tell me to do something for the group because you know what you're talking about because you've been sober for a long time. It's a lot of people that quit drinking and whatever and don't use any type of fellowship. So stop it. We needed this fellowship, you and I. But we're not going to do things that is not since it's about sobriety and knowing a program. Raffles is not a part of AA. We are supportive, self-supporting through our own contributions, but that was through contributions, not gambling. And see if there was a group that had more mature members, more settled members, I wouldn't mind it. More members, right? But 90% of our people coming in, they live in the sober living homes and all that. They ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing. There's been girls coming in off the streets with nothing, smelling like hell. And we barely clearing 15 people at a meeting. Why would we have a raffle? Y'all barely keeping a rent. I'm actually having to donate out of my pocket between me and you to keep stuff covered so we can just keep these doors open. And you want to talk about a raffle. And let's be honest, a lot of groups don't support raffles because they feel like it's misleading to the newcomer. They coming in to get them little few dollars, see if they can get a couple of dollars to go get high. You might as well just give them some money. We ain't doing no raffles. And see, my sponsor, like I said, she's been sober longer than me, but she's kind of docile when it comes to certain things, and she wants me to support. I don't like this lady, and I told my sponsor what was going on. And he told me, he said, "Well, rule rule 64, no, rule 62," and I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Well, listen, right, right, right." Oh, like I said, they coming in, they might got a dollar or two. They coming in to see if they can hustle up. Man, look, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing no. And my sponsor, he's like, well, what if the group votes on it? I said, we ain't gonna put that up on there because it's not AA related. Coffee, that's fine. Donuts, that's fine. Raffles, no, it's not AA related. Yes, yes. The group itself is barely clearing, sometimes barely clearing $10 from the basket. But you want to have a raffle? You try to intimidate the agnostic, which doesn't look good to the newcomer. And they said it. The one time the girl was like, I can't believe she said that. I was like, oh, girl, you get used to it. You'll get used to them countering your comment. You know, they'll counter your comment without cross talking. That's another thing, too. It's so many reasons why that's just not. Mm-mm. If this was a lead meeting and we was getting a nice amount of people, fine. If this was a large discussion group, which don't think it's a good thing, fine. But this is a small, quaint women's meeting that's geared to more so towards the beginners, and we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. And my sponsor said no anyway, because my home group is out of it like a sober club, so it's like different groups, and honestly, I don't think any of the groups at this meeting, at this particular place, have raffles. The club has a raffle, but I don't think any of the groups, unless they got rid of it and they may bring it back, but I don't think any of them does raffles actually. So no, we're not doing that. I've only seen raffles in the inner city ghetto meetings. I did say that. I did. That's the only time I've ever seen it. Um, but more will be revealed, right, girl? But ain't nobody doing that shit. It was a couple of other things like um that they were trying to do, and I'm like, and she's telling her to do this stuff. She's because my sponsor's the secretary. She's telling her to do this stuff. I'm like, no, that's not how we do that. You hold a group conscience. And so then my sponsor's like, well, I don't think it's time to hold a group conscience. I said, you should hold a group conscience every month. I don't care if it's only two people in that meeting, two home group members. You hold a group conscious meeting. That's where you discuss the money. That's where somebody, if we had a GSR, we'll be discussing all the stuff that comes from AA, all the stuff that's coming up, all the changes, updates. Oh yeah, baby. Um, that's why all that stuff comes up in the group conscience. And then I told her, I was like, do you want me to be the trustee? She's like, well, no, I got it. I said, you need a trustee. And she doesn't want to do that. So that's another reason why I'm like, I'm giving you suggestions on how to correctly do everything, but you're not following my suggestions. And so I told her, I said, she made my sponsor her co-sponsor. I'm like, go talk to Craig because you ain't listening. You need a trustee. You need to have board group conscious meetings. And she's like, well, we don't have enough members. It doesn't matter. This is why these old timers keep saying AA is going down the shithole now. It ain't got nothing to do with radio, television, and films. It ain't got nothing to do with that. That ain't even the biggest problem. Y'all not keeping the rooms running right. And that's why I only go to certain meetings where they gonna tell you don't come in here with all that God talk. Don't cross talk. I've been in meetings where even if they catch you cross talking to kind of counter what somebody said that you don't like, they catch you like, nah, they be like, no cross talk. And you be like, well, I wasn't even saying that. Ever. No cross talk. I've been in meetings like no cross talk. You know, so it's like, oh my goodness, it can be so much. I do go to a few meetings. The one I'm gonna have to miss tomorrow because I gotta work. But now that I know I have somebody else around the world, you know, you're gonna have to message me so I know exactly who you are too. Cause you know, on IG, I don't know who's who or what's what, cause you know, some of that. So that way you can be a support, cause you probably got way more time in this than I do. Sounds like it anyway. But I don't like women's meetings. Did I say that already? Because I don't. Yeah, I don't like women's meetings. I went to my first last year. My the women's luncheons they had here in Cleveland was 4 days after my first year anniversary, and and so that same day that we had the lunch was on a Saturday. I had to do my first lead at my old home group. That was a crazy day. It was very uncomfortable being around all the women, child. But it was just a very bad experience. That's something we could talk about privately, but it was a crazy experience. And around that time too, I was like, I don't think I can do this with these females. I just, and my sponsor was like, shut up and sit down. You don't know nothing. He never said that to me before. You don't know what you can do. Just shut up. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this evil ass woman? Girl, overstand, understand, and understand. Hit that cash up. Hit that cash up. Did you hear what I said? Overstand, understand, and understand. Hit that cash app. Child. Selkis talks about that a lot, about women and their hidden jealousy. She just talked about that in a video she just recently did this week. It's a video she did within this past week. It was cold. Talking about she did a video today called Fake Ass Females. I mean, dropping jewels. I'm like, yes, yes. Because we need to hear that. We need to hear that. We need to hear it because sometimes that's some of us. We need a reality check. It's so many things, girl. We'll be out here till next year talking. It's so many things. But she just did a video about women, just how, and that's the thing, because like if when you first hear her, a lot of people think like she's like some kind of woman sphere person or something like that, but she's not. She talks about everybody: a cat, dog, women, men, black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever. She does not single out one group. Um, but she does talk about a lot of stuff. And that whole ugly girl thing, I'm running with it. And it's not because I think I'm ugly, but I do know, being dark skinned, being short, you know, how not having that pointy nose and those little pouty lips and those big eyes with that bright skin, I'm automatically deemed as ugly. Yeah. My favorite flower is the lotus flower, by the way. And that is so true. That's why I'm an introvert and I roll solo. I don't know if I'm an introvert by nature or introvert by choice because of life experiences, but I am definitely an introvert unless I'm comfortable with you. Like I'm comfortable with you. I like Shay. Like I'm comfortable with talking with y'all. Strangers. I'm more comfortable with talking with y'all now than I am with people in person. But yeah, girl, I need to take my ass to bed. What you got planned tomorrow? You gonna message me so I know exactly who you is, so I can just start sending you random crazy shit that come in my social media, and then you can be messaging me back looking like this. Where my shit at? Where my shit at? Just hit me back with one of those. I got another one I'm gonna take a picture of and save it on here. Peonies. That name is just so feminine and pretty. Peonies. I like peonies. You probably real feminine. You give off feminine energy. You like peonies. I'm a thug. I'm a tatted up thug. They used to like to fight. My favorite outfit is some jeans, a t-shirt, and a pair of Adidas. It is. With lipstick and earrings. I'm not the girl you want to take home to your mother. Because I'm going to ask her where I can go smoke my cigarettes at. I'm serious. I am not the girl you want to take home to your mother. Because if she says something crazy to me, I'm subject to get smart with her. Like, do you ever wear dresses? Yeah, will you buy me one? You want to buy me one? We can go shopping. Do you cook when I feel like it? My husband likes to cook, though. That's the only reason. He likes to cook. Like, he likes to cook. Okay. That's his dream job to be a chef. He think. So that's the only reason he likes to cook. He always wants to cook. Even if I say I'm a cook, he'll cook or say he's gonna cook. So whatever. I like to clean anyway. So yeah, that's it. You got to know a lot about me. You guys are learning so much about me. Well, I can say for me too. I have gotten I've always liked to look sexy going out and stuff, kicking it with the girls. But for the most part, my day to day was very, very kind of relaxed tomboyish. But now that I'm older, I will dress a little more feminine now. Not too much, not too much. If I can really get away with it, and be like, all right, I will. But I know, like, when me and my husband go places, sometimes he's kind of like, you gonna wear that shirt, and I'm like, oh no. All right, I can still wear these jeans, but let me find a different shirt. Oh, wait, I can see that because I'm the same. Oh, well, you can already tell, baby. I got jokes for days. Um, if I don't say it, you can see it in my face, especially once you get to know me. I remember, like, I'll be somewhere with my best friend, or even with her, and someone go down or somebody say something, she'll text me, she'll be like, "Don't you do it." She'll text me, she'll be like, "Smile." I'm like, "What?" My oldest daughter do it too. She be like, "Mom, why you looking, Mom? Really?" Like, girl, look, I know that. I'd have been around the block. I'd have lived too long. I'm old and I'm tired, Miss Seeley. You told Harper to beat me, okay? All's my life. Mm-mm. I'm supposed to be Miss Seeley. Oh, yeah. Wait, why are you up all night? Don't you got to go to work in the morning? You're supposed to be asleep. I know who to call when I want to do my math homework. No, no, no. I'm not good with numbers. I got healing hands. I can start your IV with no problem. I can talk you into not believing that I'm starting your IV while I'm starting your IV. By the time you feel a poke, I can see your blood. That's what I can do. I can convince you to take a medicine you don't want to take and tell you it'll only be temporary because it's probably the truth. But if you don't take it now, you'll be taking medicine forever. See, that's what I do. But I also believe in a lot of holistics. So, like, while I do believe medication does help, I will tell you if you start eating a certain thing or doing a certain thing, you don't have to take medication. So, like, a lot of times when I deal with women and they tell me they have real bad periods, I tell them what teas to try to drink or what to eat, and then it works. And if that doesn't work, then maybe they should seek help. I will tell a woman with very bad period issues to try birth control before she try antidepressants. But I would tell someone who's suicidal and very depressed that they should probably take their antidepressants. Oh wow, I'm advancing mine. So yeah, that's kind of like that's what I do. I that's what I do for a living. And now I'm going to be a nurse practitioner, and I'll be in the office because see, when I decided I wanted to maybe delve into like chemical dependency and kind of psychology, I was like, I'm gonna just go change my major, and they're like, why the hell would you do that? And I'm like, why not? And they're like, if that's the case, you could just go get a chemical dependency license and just do what you're already doing. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So if I'm gonna go to college, why waste my time when I could just advance where I'm at already? So that's what I'm doing. So I'm about to be one board ass YouTube and ass person. I literally said I'm gonna start doing like the Asians. Have you ever seen them videos, them lives that them Asians girls be doing? Where they go live and have people watching them study? I said I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go live and have people watch me study. I might go live sometimes and have people watch me playing with my plants. I would like to go live and have people like watch me make like my soaps and stuff, my body butters and different stuff. But it's like you need so much equipment for that. And I'm just like, I don't want to have to deal with all that. But I did say I was going like sometimes if I was going live, I would just like have people watch me study going live and watching me. Because people like watching that stuff. I remember one day I was watching it because I'm like, the girl was just sitting there. Oh my God, tell me about it. Oh my goodness. Yes, 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 yes. Um, but I was watching this girl and I was just sitting there watching her. And I'm like, the girl was studying. And I'm like, when is she gonna move? Like, I was waiting on her. Uh, that's how sick we are, though, right? And I'm like, when is she gonna move? I was not satisfied until she moved. Make tea. Okay. I was actually thinking, I said, I'm gonna start making my own tea blends instead of buying them. I would just make my own, kind of like steal their ideas, because that's all it is trial and error. And I have, oh my God, I got about 20 boxes of different types of teas over there. Make herbal teas and sell. Well, I did have a business. I made hair products, hair and body products. I made hair gel, flaxseed gel. I make a leave-in conditioner, shampoos. My shampoo is basically like one of my shampoos was like a pre-made base, and the other one was like I took like African black soap and liquefied it and put all this wonderful stuff in it. But I did make my conditioners from scratch, my leave-in conditioners from scratch, hair oils, body oils, hair butters, body butters, soap. Yeah, I made that. I had that business, and I did not lose my business. I set it to the side when I decided to get sober. And I did not go back yet because I'm not ready. It's a lot to that, and I don't know if that's what I want my focus to be. Why do I still have this up? Because I'm crazy as hell. I should leave it up now just because of that. Um, so yeah, I'm sure if I wanted to add some herbal teas to it, people would buy it. People buy what you tell them to buy. A lot of people don't know they're in business, which is why they fail because they're worried about what people will and won't buy. And I've made like failed batches of stuff. Like I'm just gonna keep it. And people like, oh well, you got so and so. And I'm like, but I'm out. I'm making some more, whatever. It won't be restocked. I'm like, all I got is the personal batches that I'm keeping for myself, and they failed batches. And they'll be like, let me get those. Like every time they would buy mine, I'll be like, well, it ain't blended right. It's gonna keep separating. I'll shake it. So I'm telling you, people buy what you tell them to buy, literally. But I'm not sure. Like I think though, I don't think I would go gung ho this time around as being a full-time business owner. I think I would be like a hobbyist that profits from my hobby, like just a little side thing. Cause like right now, um, I just gave my best friend like 20 bars of soap because I have like even now still like 150 bars of soap in there. I have like bottles of oils that I made, like hair oils, body oils. I just give it away to people. I wanted to be able to donate, but the thing is, it's a catch 22 with that. Now, things are starting to let up more, so I think I may be able to start donating more. But with COVID, everything was like on a cap. They really wasn't taking like donations. But um, I'm gonna try to call around again and see if I can just like be able to make up gift packages for some of these women. Taking little handmade stuff. I know they'll like it. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me. It's oh child, let me go to bed. It's 3:57. And I gotta be out. I gotta drive an hour away to do my training. Because I'm gonna be working with kids for like the next year or so. I'm taking a new assignment. Thank you. I try to. I like making soap. Uh, I do. It's just with me, the way I'm set up with the ADHD thing, I'll just get too focused on it. Too focused. But I do know if I go back in business, I know I can hire me a freelance accountant. I hope. My best friend is one, but she done started her own business. Stinking wench. She gonna start her own business on me. But yeah, child, let me get my ass up off of here. These late night lives be the ones that keep me my damn insomniac ass. I gotta go. So um I am going to review your question for my other live, and I am definitely going to gather some information so that can be a more organized discussion. Kind of see where I go with it. Yeah, definitely. Even if it ain't on here, I'm like, maybe I'll do a live on IG. I get some pretty decent feedback on there for it to be a new page. Um, Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go live on there and show my face. Well, I don't take on too much anymore. Like, yeah, so I will talk about that, but I definitely don't take on too much anymore. Anyway, it was a joy. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. As my banner says, I do not accept cash apps. I don't have one. That's a lie, but I'm not accepting cash apps. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave comments, leave your thoughts, leave your questions, leave your suggestions. You can rant, leave your disagreements. Maybe you can teach me something. Just don't forget to love on yourself. Be present in the moment. Try to help someone else genuinely because everything is not about you. If you have questions, concerns, you need some resources, whatever, also make sure you comment. You can also follow me on Instagram, the same name. I do follow back. I do not mind helping. I am an open book. I. Shay, I think Juju dropped in earlier. Miss Whitty. Ladies, I appreciate y'all so much. We're going to get this stuff together. I definitely need you ladies to follow me on Instagram if you haven't done so, so I can start getting some rough drafts going on things that we want to do. Um, I will leave you with something. It is going to be a paraphrase. It's by Thich Hanh. He speaks on washing the dishes because most of us, we don't wash the dishes in our purest form. You can look it up. We don't wash the dishes in our purest form. We wash the dishes just to wash the dishes. We can wash the dishes like we're meditating. And how does that work? Is we're being present and we're washing the dishes in a natural state. And we enjoy washing the dishes instead of just hurry up and trying to wash the dishes because we just want to get it done. And so we can also apply the same concept to everything in our lives. We can find enjoyment out of everything we do. I will probably type the exact quote to that in the description box. But just remember that. Everything you do in life, try to find some enjoyment in it. And if you don't enjoy it, it might be time to give it up. Until next time, peace be with you. Good night.